In this video, we're going to talk about one of my clients, Leah, and how she was not only able to lose weight during Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, vacation, and getting sick, but how she built the confidence to be able to know that she will be able to continuously lose weight until she's hit her goal. And before diving into it today, make sure if you're looking for more awesome ways to simplify the process of getting healthy, losing weight, building muscle, you hit that subscribe button and you tap that bell. We're putting out new videos every single week here to get you in the best shape of your life. With that being said, let's get into it. Hey, what's up? My name is Schuyler Diehm. I'm the founder of Reach Fat Loss and Fitness, where our goal is to help you lose weight and build muscle, but most importantly, to build the confidence to know that you'll be able to sustain your change. What we're going to talk about in this video, as well as every single other video I post on this channel, have helped clients of mine lose fat, build muscle, and make their health their priority. In this video, I get to sit down with Leah, talk about her experience in our fat loss program, and make sure you're taking notes because the information in this video is extremely valuable and can absolutely help you on your fat loss journey. With that being said, let's get into it.
Super excited to connect with you today. Thank you for taking the time. I'd love to dive into a little bit about your experience in our fat loss program. I'm really impressed with how you've handled the past few months, and I'm really excited to dig into it because I think you joined at the perfect time. Not only did you go on vacation, you made it through the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, you had a period where you were sick, like you had all these obstacles and you still were able to make progress during the 3 months.
I have weathered all of the seasons.
You truly have. And that's one of my favorite things about times like this is if you can do it and you can make progress while you're going through these things, you really can do it whenever. First, to start off, tell a little bit about your experience in the program. Before that, actually, let's talk about a little bit of like what you were doing beforehand in terms of your fitness, your health, fat loss, all of that.
Yeah, so before the program, I was mainly just working out. I was going to the gym, not very consistently. I would have periods where I'd be really into it and I'd be going 4 or 5 days a week, and then I'd like take a sabbatical and like not go for months at a time. So I was really inconsistent with it. I definitely like didn't know what I was doing in the gym. The gym was a huge point of anxiety for me. It was a place where I didn't, and I still don't always feel super comfortable, but it's definitely gotten a lot better over the last 3 months. I definitely feel like I'm doing a lot better. And then in terms of other health things, there wasn't really a lot happening there. I didn't know what I was looking for in terms of nutrition and eating. I was looking at, the labels and the calories and all the other things and not the important stuff.
Yeah. I think first is like expectations, because I work with some people who like they don't really know what to expect coming into the program, and I think it's cool because we knew each other beforehand. So tell me a little bit about what the program was like compared to what you thought it would be like in terms of strategy, difficulty, like just the overall experience.
Yeah, so I think at first I was really anxious to reach out to you. I think because we knew each other and I kind of felt like it was a vulnerability for me to be like, hey, I see you're doing this and like I think I could really benefit from that. And also I was like almost embarrassed, which is kind of weird because there's definitely nothing to be embarrassed about in asking for help and like doing what anything and utilizing the resources that are available to you to, better your life. So what I didn't really know what I expected other than I would be fasting. Honestly, like I knew that was your like a big point of your program, which I was definitely interested in. I didn't really understand it to begin with. I think there's a lot of conflicting opinions out there, but in terms of like learning about making your own workouts and how to do certain workouts and like what to look for when you're looking at nutrition labels and how to eat balanced meals and all that. I definitely wasn't expecting it to be as well-rounded as it was.
Yeah. Did you have any experience beforehand with counting calories or any other like quote diet strategy out there? Not really.
No, I never really got into that. I definitely was like, well, I shouldn't eat carbs and I shouldn't eat sugar. And I was like, never into that because, to be honest, those are fabulous things and you shouldn't have to cut them out entirely. But no, I never really got into any of the other diet fads.
Okay. Well, it's good that you started with a good one. In terms of the fasting, I think a lot of people come in with like a little fear around it or just nervousness, like they don't know what it's going to be like. And you've really taken it on. Like you're doing 48 once a week now.
Yeah.
Yeah, which like most people, the thought of going 2 full days without eating makes no sense to them, and it's like a no, absolute no thing. Did you have any sort of hesitation coming into it and starting that?
Really? Definitely not hesitation. I definitely had like concerns or doubts kind of about my ability to do it. And then I did, 24 and I was like, oh, that really wasn't that bad. I think surpassing like the first few 36-hour fasts was a real game changer because then kind of after that, it's just like, oh, it's just another 12 hours. It's like not that serious. But like I told my mom I did 48 hours. She like freaked out. She was like, Leah, what are you doing? Are you sure that's okay? Is that healthy? Like, did you? I was like, Mom, like, relax.
Yeah.
I am confident. I feel good. I don't feel nauseous. I don't feel weak. I don't feel faint. Like, I actually am feeling like really energized and I'm really positive about it. So,
What's the confidence level in terms of with where you're at? Because obviously there's continuing to be more goals. Like you haven't quote made it, right?
no.
Yeah. So what's the confidence level in terms of knowing that you'll continue to move towards where you want to be?
Yeah, I think my confidence level in like the sustainability of all these practices is really high. Like this past weekend was New Year's, and I definitely treated myself to, foods and a good amount of drinking. And I honestly like felt really bad just because I ate things that I haven't been eating and I haven't been drinking that much. So my body was like, what is all of this stuff that you're now giving us? And I was like, wow, I can't wait to fast and just like purge this from my system. So like it's a really cool way to kind of reset yourself. So I'm really confident that I'll be able to like do all of these things moving forward to keep bettering my wellness.
Yes. And you were really good at pivoting to like the consistency aspect of the fasts, the workouts, the eating. Like you were able to zig, you were able to zag, you were able to do the events and like not feel guilty about it, not feel like you can't go out to eat or can't drink or can't have any of these foods. But then it's like when it's over, when it's done, being able to shift back to just that center and just being able to get back on track. In terms of the past few months and the success you've seen, what has been the most helpful for you in terms of staying on track and seeing results? There's obviously multiple aspects to what we've done with the fasting, ingredient quality, exercise. Has there been one thing in particular that's really been helpful, whether it's like a mental shift or a specific strategy or something you've used to stay on track and get the results you've gotten?
Yeah, so it's really interesting. So I've experienced a lot of changes the last few months in terms of like my professional life. And I kind of realized like the mindset that I'm in. Like I started doing the future self journaling and I really noticed like a really big shift in my mental state. And I felt like a really big surge of confidence. And then I stopped doing it and I really noticed and which kind of almost bothers me because like going into it, I was like, journaling, like whatever, it's whatever, just like writing things down. And then I stopped and I really noticed I'm not the same. Like I'm noticing like a downturn in my confidence and like my ability to perform and do certain things and feel motivated. So that was like really, that was wild for me because, I was doing it like every day and then all these things, these opportunities were coming my way and I was, getting job interviews and getting the job and I was like, wow, this is crazy. And then I stopped doing it and then I really did notice it. So I really think that's been something really helpful in altering my mindset and pointing my trajectory towards being successful in all facets.
Yeah. And in terms of confidence, like we talked a lot about this, but just knowing that you can continue down that path, like you still have that pretty high. Is there any sort of doubt or are there any shifts you could see where like you wouldn't continue on the path that you're on?
I hope not. Like, I think this is really something that I would love to stick with. And the only thing that's going to get in my way is me. And you really prioritize the things that are important to you and that make you feel good. And so if the momentum stops, that's all on me. You can't blame it on a job. You can't blame it on vacation. You can't blame it on like really anything else.
Yeah. How about the gym? So you mentioned a little bit about like the anxiety you get in the gym is drastically reduced. How has that been in terms of like seeing progress? What's excited you the most? Like what's been your whole experience with working out?
Yeah, so I think the gym's always been intimidating to me. I remember one time in high school, I drove to the gym and had so much anxiety about going inside that I didn't, and I went and got my nails done instead. Um, so I definitely don't have those moments anymore. It's definitely not fully gone. Like there's still days where, I'm in my own head. And getting out the door is really hard, but I'll say like 99% of the time I get out the door anyways, which is a serious change. But honestly, I just think having more confidence and, kind of feeling more comfortable and knowing what I'm going to be working out and having a plan beforehand has been really helpful. And then also kind of realizing that, like, hopefully most people aren't really paying attention to you because they're so involved in themselves anyways. So
It's true. How about progress in the gym? Like, what's that been like?
yeah, that's been really cool. I feel like I don't see it as quickly as I obviously would like to, but when I do notice something, I'm like, whoa, okay, girl, like that's like pretty cool. So like I put this in the workout feedback, but the lateral raises, so I have not been able to go above 10 pounds, right? And those are genuinely difficult for me. Like I feel it. And then this week, I was like, you know, that's feeling not too hard today. And I was like, maybe next time I can go to 12 pounds. But, just like noticing those little things is like really cool.
Yes. And then you did something pretty cool. Was it last week?
Oh, my chin up.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah. How'd that
It
feel?
wasn't from a dead hang, but I did a chin up.
Yeah.
So that was pretty exciting.
Yeah. And it was great because we weren't on a call when you actually did it, but at the gym with the assisted pull-ups, like we worked closer and closer. And I know it was like, you didn't think that you could get that close to zero on the machine, but we got to like 15 pounds. And then a week later you hit an unassisted one.
Yeah.
What would you say to someone out there who is not currently happy with their body in terms of advice you can give them or something that will help them make a change? Because I think we're living in a time where a lot of people are ready to just throw up their hands and say, well, I can't do anything about this. I'm busy. I can't afford it. Like all the excuses that takes ownership away from, no, I can make my decisions. So what
Yeah.
advice would you give them to empower them or at least help them take steps towards a body that they can love?
Right. I think my biggest thing is just like don't wait. Like the biggest investment you can make is in yourself because at the end of the day, all you have literally is yourself. So if you're not feeling good and you're not happy with the way you're looking and feeling all that, like at the end of the day, you're probably not doing everything else in your life to the best of your abilities. So you're not going to get really anywhere if you don't invest in number one. And you could say like, oh, well, next week or next month or next year. Like I feel like as a society, we've kind of been conditioned to that mentality. Let's like just not do that. Like it could be, it's a Thursday, like do it today.
Yes.
Like what's the point of waiting until Sunday or Monday? Like who cares?
Yep.
And you know what the reality is like you're gonna fall backwards, like you're gonna take a step backwards. Guess what? You can always take another step forward. Life isn't a perfect line like that. And neither does like whatever journey you decide to set yourself on.
Very true. What has been your favorite moment of the past 3 months?
I feel like there's been a few, and it's not so much like something really amazing has happened, but sometimes like there's things that just kind of like click, and you're like, I did that. So like even with the 10-pound lat raises, and I was like, that's not as hard today. Stuff like that is like really cool. This is another gym example, but like I've looked down and I see the veins in my hands or like my forearm muscle, and I'm just like, that wasn't there before, like things like that. Or when I did my first like extended fast, I was like, that wasn't that bad. Just like those little moments that are like, wow, you can really do whatever it is you put your mind to.
Yes. That's my favorite too. Like the massive wins are cool, but it's always the most inspiring when it's like those small little tiny things that really remind you that you are in control, that you can change something that you're not happy with, or you can improve an area that you want to. So I love that. Anything else you want to cover?
This was a really cool journey for me, and I'm really grateful that I had someone who I definitely trust wholeheartedly be able to guide me through it. So I really do appreciate it.
All right, so shout out to Leah for making a commitment to her health and doing what it takes to continuously see results. It is not an accident that she's lost the weight, and it's not an accident that she's going to continue to lose weight and change her body. Now, we are in the business of helping people lose weight sustainably, and so if you are interested in learning a little bit about our process and why it's so effective and so much better than standard dieting, why you don't need to do any torturous cardio or count your calories or weigh your food, and why I believe this is the best way to lose fat in a lifestyle fashion, make sure you check the training in the description of this video. In that, we go over our exact system and exactly how you can use it to see results in your own life. But other than that, I want to thank you for watching. Make sure you leave Leah some love in the comments below. And of course, as always, make sure to eat smart, move more, sleep deep, and be grateful for this moment. I'll see you in the next video.